How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about SOFI, which was up over 11.5% on the day. Having that strong green day. We've been talking about it for quite some time. If Jerome Powell came out and gave what the market expected, look for a rally. That's what we got. And also, I'm going to go over a recent press release that came out. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder, you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is a technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to be going on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for SOFI. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $7.14, being up 11.56%. On the low, it tested $6.20, and then on the high, testing $7.17. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 76.489 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 46.356 million shares. So we did have above average volume on the day, and it's part of the reasons why we've seen some strength in the stock. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it is at 45.82. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are below the 200-day, the 100-day, the 50-day, and we are just below the 21-day EMA, which is set at $7.19. And you know what? I was really looking forward to us to actually reaching this level, but we still ended up seeing a high of $7.17, and we could still visit $7.19 sometime tomorrow. So what I was saying in my previous video, I wanted to see SOFI get some price action above $6.75, and that's exactly what we got considering the news that we had today. So going into tomorrow, not only do I want to see us get to $7.19, I would love to see if we can reach the level of around $7.62. Because if we can get to $7.62, then there's a high likelihood going into next week we could see SOFI getting to the $8 range. And like I said, prior to earnings, that would be quite the accomplishment for the stock. But even if we don't get that, I would love to see us being able to hold up above the 21-day EMA. I feel like that's not too much to ask whatsoever, and we still got 2 more days for this week as well. So it'll be very interesting to see how the stock performs going into tomorrow. But if we do decide to have a pullback, since we did have a strong run up, I'm going to be looking for support to hold up right here around the $6.70 range. Now let's move on to the short interest information. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for SOFI. So scrolling down on the page, green rows indicate new positions while red rows indicate closed position. So we're going to take a look at the filings for May the 4th. So we have Bankit, Pictet, and Seesaw that purchased 20,349 shares, and we also have Advisor Investment LLC that purchased 14,969 shares. We also have a closed position here from Total Tactical Management. We also have Hourglass Capital LLC that purchased 39,000 shares, and then we have Once Capital Management LLC that purchased 126,700 shares. So we see institutions loading up. Now, when we take a look at the short interest, the off-exchange short volume ratio is at 29.84%, and then for the off-exchange short volume, it is just over 3.47 million shares. Scrolling down on the page, the short shares availability is at 1.1 1.1 million, updated 8 minutes ago. And then for the short ball fee rate, it is at 1.44%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume, we can see for the close of the second, it is at 42.37. And then for the close of the third being at 29.84. So that is a significant decrease right there. And then when we take a look at the short interest percentage of the float being at 19.61%, SOFI does have short squeeze potential. Now let's move on to the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for SOFI. So we see on the inflow, it was at 89.28 million, and then on the outflow, it was at 88.36 million. So we had an inflow day. Taking a look at the breakdown, on the large, it was 9.26 million. On the medium, it was 54.62 million. And then on the small, it was 25.40 million. Taking a look at the outflow side, you can see on the large, it was 6.72 million. On the medium, it was 54.19 million. And then on the small, it was 27.45 million. Taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for May the 4th, we had a big inflow of 2.54 million. Analyzing the numbers even further for the small scale orders that tend to represent the retail side, we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at the large, which represents whales, institutions, and funds, we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 9.25%. So we know that SOFI is a volatile stock and it sees a lot of volume. We also have to take into consideration it was a volatile day inside of the market. We had the Fed meeting that was going down. There was a point in the market where we experienced a good sell-off, and then we started seeing a big rally towards the end. So we'll go into the final thoughts and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for SOFI, before we get started, let's go over the recent press release that came out today. So we have it here. Why is SOFI stock soaring today? Today's increase started in the early trading and has accelerated this afternoon. This catalyst is around SOFI's Galileo subsidiary. Today, Galileo announced it would be partnering with MasterCard to accelerate digital transformation in Latin America. Specifically, this partnership is aimed at improving MasterCard's market share in Latin America while promoting SOFI's fintech platform to reach many underbanked customers. It's a win-win for both parties, which are up on the news. So this is definitely some great news for SOFI, most specifically for their subsidiary for Galileo working alongside with MasterCard. And seeing that we had a rally inside of these markets on top of that, that's why we were able to see a good amount of strength. So I know the next thing you want to know, what do you think about the price action? So if you remember what I said in my previous video, I wanted SOFI to have some price action above $6.75. And that's exactly what we got today. We ended up seeing a high of $7.17. So I'd love for SOFI to get to at least a 21-day EMA, which is at $7.19, and then see if we have some further momentum so we can go into earnings at least with the stock trading above $7. And I feel this is very doable, especially if the momentum continues. Many are going to be asking me, do you see selling pressure? So if you're bearish on this play and you're looking for a move to the downside, if SOFI does decide to pull back, I want to see support holding up at least at around $6.70 range. If it breaks through this level, then there's a good chance we could have a pullback going to around the 630 or the 620 area. So that is one thing that you want to keep in mind, especially if we end up having a strong sell-off going into Thursday and as well as Friday. But again, I'm looking for the momentum to continue. I want to see this stock looking really strong going into earnings. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership, we could see that institutions are continuing to load up on shares. And then taking a look at the short interest information, it does continue to have short squeeze potential. But in order for SOFI to squeeze, we need to have above average volume and a lot of buying pressure. So I want to make sure I'm being very clear about that. And I know that's going to be valuable information for all of my traders. As far as for my investors, congratulations for loading up on the dip while this stock was trading close to $6. You are now being rewarded. And this is why I always emphasize you want to have high conviction with with whatever stocks you decide to invest in. I also want to go over the fact that Jerome Powell came through for us. I've been talking about this for quite some time in our SOFI videos. If he sticks to the game plan in regards to 50 basis points for the rate hike, we should see a rally. That's exactly what we got. So be excited about that. I know a lot of my traders were able to get some option plays in there and so forth. So congratulations again. I'm so proud of you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video and I can't wait to see how this stock performs going into tomorrow. We'll talk soon.